Ezekiel chapter 4. Wahata ben Adam, and thou, O son of Adam, Kahalaka levena, take thou for thee a block, a brick, a tile, Wanatata hota lepanaka, and give thou it before thy face. Wahakota ala ha'ir, and thou shalt inscribe upon it a city, et Yerushalem, Yerushalem. Wanatata alaha mathor, and thou shalt give upon it a siege. Ubanita alaka alaha dayik, and thou shalt build against it siege works. Washafakta alaha solalah, and thou shalt pour upon it a siege mound. Wanatata alaha mahnot, and thou shalt give over it camps. Wishima alaha karim sabib, and thou shalt set over it battering rams round about. Wahata kahlaka mahabat barazel, and thou take thou for thee a pan of iron, a flat pan of iron. Wanatata otah ir barzel, and thou shalt give it for a wall of iron. Benaka wibin ha'ir, between thee and between the city. Wahaki nota etapanaka eleha wahayata bamathor, and thou shalt set thy face to it, and it shall be in the siege. Watharta alaha, and thou shalt seize upon it, siege upon it. Otahi levet Yisrael, it is a sign to the house of Yisrael. Wahata shekav, and thou, lie thou, ad thiddaka hashimali, upon thy left side. Washamata et awon bet Yisrael alaw, and thou shalt set the iniquity of the house of Yisrael upon it. Misapar hayamim atar tishkava alaw tisha et awonam, the number of the days which thou shalt lie upon it, thou shalt bear their iniquity. Wahani na tatilaka et thene awonam, et shene awonam, and I have given to thee the years of their iniquity, lemisaparayamim, thalothemeot withisheim yom, for a number of days, 390 days. Wanashata awon bet Yisrael, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Yisrael. Wikilita et hele, and thou shalt finish these. Wishakavata al thiddaka hayamani shenith thenith, and thou shalt lie upon thy right side, a second lying. Wanashata et awon bet Yehuda, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Yehuda. Arba'im yom lashana nathatiu lach, 40 days, a day for a year, a day for a year, I have given it I have given it for thee. Wehelamathora Jerusalem takina panaka udoroaka hashufa. And to the siege of Jerusalem thou shalt set thy face, and thy stripped arm. Winibeta alaha, and thou shalt prophesy over it. Wihinena tati alaha abotim, and behold, I have given upon thee cords. I have given cords upon thee. Uloheteha fek misiddecha elisiddecha. And thou shalt not change from thy side to thy side. Adakalotecha yememithuracha, until thy finishing the days of thy siege. Wahata kahalaka hittim hittin ushaorim wapol wa'adashim wadohan wakusamim. And thou shalt take for thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and kusamim. What's that? Spelts. And wanatatahotam bichali ehad, and thou shalt give them in one vessel. Wa'ashitahotam laka, and thou shalt effectuate them for thee. Lalahem, for bread. Misaparhayamim atrahata shokev al-siddaka Thalothamehot Witisha'im Yom Tohekalenu. The number of the days which thou art lying upon thy side, 390 days, thou shalt eat it. Umahakalaka atara tohekalenu. And thy food, which thou shalt eat it, b'mithaqol esharim thaqalayom, by weight 20 thaqalim to the day. Me'et ada'et tohakalenu, from time to time thou shalt eat it. Wa'mayim b'mashura tishata shithit hahin, and water by measure thou shalt drink. The sixth of a hin, the sixth of the hin, me'et ada'et tishata, from time unto time thou shalt drink. Wa'ugata sha'orim to'kalena, and thou shalt eat it, cakes of barley. Wahi b'galale she'at ha'adam ta'ogana le'enehem. And thou shalt bake before their eyes it in the coals, or the dung, in the dung of the excrement of the Adam. Wayomer Yahweh Kaka Yokalu B'nei Yisrael et lahamam tameh. And Yahweh said, thus the sons of Yisrael shall eat their bread unclean. Bagoyim atra adihem tham, among the nations where I drive them there. Wahomar, and I said, Aha, Adonai Yahweh, Aha, Lord Yahweh, Hinne nafshi lo metumah. Behold, my soul hath not been defiled. Unavela utarefa lo hakalati min rurai wa ada'ata wa lo bafi bashara pigul. And a dead thing, or carcass, and a torn thing, I have not eaten from my youth times and until now. And the flesh of something spoilt, or uh, sacrificial flesh that has been left too long, hath not come into my mouth. Why Rehe na tatilka et safi'e habakar tahat Galilee hadam. And he said to me, See thou, I have given for thee the manure of the herd instead of the turds of the Adam. Wa'ashita et lahamka alehem, and thou shalt effectuate thy bread over them. Wayomer Eli, and he said to me, Ben Adam, O son of Adam, Hinnani shober matelem Yerushalem. Behold me, one breaking the staff of bread in Yerushalem. Wahakalu lehem b'mithqal w'bidahaga. And they shall eat bread by weight and by anxiety. W'mayim b'meshura u'b'shimamun yishatu. And water by measure and by horror they shall drink. L'marna yahassaru lehem wa mayim. For the sake of their lacking, for the sake that they are lacking bread and water. Wana shammu isha wa achiu. And they shall be desolated or appalled, a man and his brother. Wana makku ba'awo nam. And they shall rot away, decay in their iniquity.